Yasu Malakido. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Computer Love, Part 11.
Use dating apps there?
I do not.
How come?
It's complicated.
You have a girlfriend?
It's complicated.
And do you feel like dating apps are for losers?
No, I wouldn't say that. I just think different time periods in life, everybody wants something different. So for what people want, I think it serves a purpose.
You feel like they're mostly just for hookups?
I would say so, yeah.
All right. If you did, when you say it's complicated, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. All right. Thanks, man.
That was pretty good. This is one clip I found on YouTube called People on Dating Apps. Tinder, Hinge, and Bumble. It's by this one guy, LAHWF, all capital letters. I don't use Tinder because, I don't want to get herpes. Hinge costs money, and Bumble, well, it's sexist. I mean, the whole point of Bumble is women get to choose first, but I don't think that's fair. Let's be honest. If there was a guy that controlled the website like that and can only respond, to women if, they choose to, then that would be sexist too, right? So I don't know. I don't understand how one works, one doesn't. But anyways, I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, what are you going to do? I mean, a lot of people just want to do the whole online dating thing secretly. And clearly that's not me, because I'm up to part 11 here. And, I think it's going pretty bad. I'm not going to lie at this point. I mean, okay, I've come across some interesting people, had some good dates, bad dates, crazy dates, But hey, that's just life, I mean, you can only watch The Office so many times, right? So, especially those last two seasons, those last seasons were horrible. The point is, yeah, it's just something to beat the boredom. You know what I mean? So that's it. Let's get into it. So one woman I messaged, nothing else to do. Hi, good to see you. Hi there. How are you? Hi there. How are you? Okay. So now it's like the female version of Jacob Tutu. I just dated myself. But anyways, I'm good. How's this dating website treating you? I've only met one person. Drinks too much. Not into that. Me neither. Or drugs. What's your name? Whereabouts are you in Toronto? I'm Michael, by the way. And then she says her name. And of course, she tells me how to, properly pronounce her name, because it's only 2 syllables. And, of course, we're going to get married one day. Conversation seems to be going all right. And, I just like to, see where this goes. And, I told her you got a nice smile. Everything's good there. And, I asked her, why are you single? She says, thank you very much. I'm picky. And clearly I always hate when people say that, because, I mean, clearly if you're doing this whole online dating thing, you can't be picky. If you were picky, like, especially if you're a woman, let's just be honest. If you're really that picky, I mean, you wouldn't do online dating, because the stories I've heard from women and, things I've experienced, it just, you got to really narrow down the field, and if you're, going online, you're just putting yourself out there for, just lots of disappointment. So I just never believed that. But, I just make a joke saying, you can't be, you're talking to me, LOL. So, she's like, yeah, okay, I'm looking for someone who's caring, who is, looking for one partner, and it's not easy to find these days. I said, tell me about it. I'm an open book. So if you got, any questions for me, just, let me know. I'm an open book, just open the book and that's it. Just, there you go. And then she said, I'm in a work meeting. I can't concentrate on that, And then I said, well, I didn't mean right this minute, just whenever you can. Like, what do you do for a living? She says, okay, guess if it's not on my profile. And then I noticed again, she lived somewhere else, than than the previous location, And of course, I got a caller on it. I said, wait a minute. It said you're in Toronto, and now it says you're in Newmarket. And how would you know if it's me on your profile? Again, she disappears. I'm like, nothing, huh? Now it says Vaughn. So again, changing locations. That's one thing I want to just share with everybody out there. If you're talking to somebody, actually read the profile. I do a lot of times, just because sometimes you try an app, you don't like it, a lot of times, I'll be honest with you, I don't feel like filling it out. I just put, nobody reads these things, but of course I put the location and whatever, the city, but you got to watch out for these things. You got to watch out if someone is actually from where they say they are, and even ask them, just to be on the safe side. You never know. So in this case, yeah, she's, it's either that or she loves to travel, And then again, it went back to Toronto, a full circle. And then she messaged me, you don't think you are weird? Again, it's very ironic. But then I'm like, I'm not the one who changed my name and location every 5 minutes. LOL. The user is now blocking messages. So there you go. So, these scammers, they're all out there, guys. You got to be careful. Just ask what's actually going on. See, you know what? Just for shits and gigs, see if they actually can remember their names and see if they can actually keep track of shit and, actually know what city they're living in, because, like, again, share with them. I don't know. Some people just don't give a fuck. Honestly, they're just gonna go out there and do their thing. So it is what it is. Watch for the scams. That's it. And some of them, they don't even try to lie about their scams. They just lie about anything else. For example, this one woman I was talking to, we had a good little conversation going. And, she's like, I'm not so tough. I may look it, but I'm weeding out the weirdos. LOL. I'm like, okay, just, what have you experienced? Blah, 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 all that. And then she's like, long story, but I'm off allergens right now. So no dairy, no eggs, no sugar, no gluten, no caffeine. LOL. So weed and wine are okay. And meat and veggies and some grains. LOL. I'm a hippie now that eats meat. Insert obvious joke here. But the point is, again, looking at the picture, look, I'm no fucking model either. But at the same time, you don't have to lie to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. Listen, a full-figured gal is okay by me. It's fine. You just don't have to lie, And I really wouldn't start off a conversation with that, what your dietitian tells you to do or what you think you should do or what you think I want to hear, and say, hey, I don't eat sugar, but I do smoke weed, and I might be an alcoholic. It may not be the best route to go. So clearly this didn't work out, but again, just ease people into the conversation. That's all. Again, like, I don't need to hear about the whole menu. Just tell me what you like, simple things, and don't lie. Because again, the truth will always come out. Doesn't eat sugar. The fuck are we going to do then? So I talked to another woman here, and, she wished me a Happy New Year. And I said, Happy New Year to you too. I said, who are you? Because I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, sometimes that does happen. You talk to some people, and you lose track, and shut up, we've all done it. But anyways, she says her name, LOL, I'm like, wow, I can't believe it's, January already. And she's laughing her ass off. I didn't think that was that funny. But I was making a joke about the message you sent. And I go, well, in my head, I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck she's talking about. So, but, like, again, you lose track of shit, right? I don't know. You get older, you smoke weed, it happens. But you're like, okay, I know, I got them all, LOL, and then she's LOL. And then again, I'm like, how are you? She's like, I'm good. How are you? I'm good. Just chilling, So tell me some stories. And then I literally just sent her a picture of my podcast picture there because, there's it says it all, And then I send that, and I just said they're all on there. And then she said, are you Greek? And I said, and Italian. She's like, nice. And I make a joke, it's you're Swedish, right? Just playful banter, of course. And she's like, yeah. My name is from Sweden. Ha ha ha. We all have a good laugh. And the short form for her name actually meant Jamaica. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. No worries. So I'm like, okay, so what do you do besides, break balls? And I was just joking around, again, just me being me, and then she sends me one of those kind of like faces where it's like the mouth is a straight line and then the eyes are kind of like closed and, it's like, what the hell, and then I'm like, uh-oh. Then she's like, how am I a ball breaker? I'm just teasing, so just try to segue here. And then she texts me back violence, and she starts laughing her ass off again with the 3 crying laughing emojis. And I'm like, huh? I'm so lost. And then she said, I meant your comeback was funny. I'm like, I'm even more lost. And then she sent me a picture that said wasted and some kind of image in the background. It was very dark, very, very disconcerting. It is a reference from gaming. Do you play GTA 5? Now, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to lie to you. I was born in 82. Basically, anything past 64, I'm going to be totally lost. So I know it's Grand Theft Auto. I've seen the commercials that are raising a youth that basically saying it's okay to steal cars and helicopters. But yeah, so I'm just trying to figure this out, and I was like, and I was supposed to cipher that from your randomly saying the word violence. And then again, I'm trying to get off this disturbing subject, and I said, I'm not obsessed with video games, all that, whatever. I said, no, I'm 40 and not a virgin, LOL. And she said, okay, it's not only virgins that play games. Okay, it's good to know. I said, fine, loners too, LOL. I did kind of the smirk face there. Okay, so so far you are sarcastic, you're a gamer, you're Jamaican, me crazy. Whereabouts are you in Toronto again? And then she said, you don't seem fun. You seem like a person that doesn't like to have fun. This is not going to work out. And then she sends a face with the whole halo above it. And then I completely disagree. I think I'm lots of fun. So I said, I'm lots of fun. You seem like you always have to have your way. So nice try putting this spin on it. And then she said, if you say so, but I'm pretty chill. I just prank a lot and I'm very sarcastic. No shit. You seem like the serious type that buys into old stereotypes. Also, I get the vibe that you are not a patient person. I hope you get a nice person. The angel face, the halo, everything there. And then I said, you assume things out of people and you'll make an ass out of yourself. And I'm an Aries. The only patience I have are from the Toronto Maple Leafs. And like every year watching the Toronto Maple Leafs, this conversation ended up being a disaster. But hey, they all can't be winners. You know what I mean? So sometimes you just got to count your losses and just go to the next person.
Well, now, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'd be from Jamaica, man. Not a mercy.
What part of Jamaica?
Right near the beach. Boy,
I think you're bullshitting me.
Samson Simpson, I stick by my story. I'm from Jamaica. If I wasn't Jamaican, then why would I wear this hat?
So this one girl I was talking to, everything was fine, back and forth. And, it gets to a certain point where you're just tired of texting online. And of course, you just want to call. So, I asked for a number. And, she's like, I would feel more comfortable to see you out for the first time. And of course, she's like avoiding the whole thing, giving out the number and all that. So again, the best advice I can give to anybody out there is if, you have a good conversation with someone, if they say they want to keep talking or they're not ready to give out their number yet, but a good time has passed. I mean, don't get me wrong. If it hasn't happened right away, then don't expect it to, but you know when it's right. So, but if they don't give out the number, then, something's fishy. So I was just being, my funny self again, I'm like, I know, you pervert, LOL. Me too. Geez, I already said yes. Ask me again in 5 minutes, LOL. Because at this point, I know she's just fucking with me. And she's like, you're mean. And I thought you were the sweetest. I mean, first of all, no one has ever thought that. Second, again, if you're going to play games, get ready to, have the game thrown back at you. So, again, you have a good conversation with someone. Eventually, you want to talk to them. Nobody wants to get catfished. So, but if they're not willing to give out their number, after a certain amount of talking, then they're probably not going to. It could be a scam. It may not. But either way, online dating is not for you. So just keep that in mind. Another woman I was talking to, it seemed to be going pretty well. And, and then I asked her, what do you do for a living? And she said, I work with a crypto investment company.
Next!
Thank you, Method Man. I couldn't have said it better. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. So I start talking to this other lady online, and I don't know, she seems all right, I guess. She has one of those like old, like kind of goopaline hats, like you'd see like newspaper boys wear in like the 1930s. The hat's like 5 times the size of her head. But anyways, on this one website, they always ask you a bunch of questions on the profile. They leave it open for the public so they can see. And I was curious. I just wanted to, read some of the stuff. I figured, why not? So I start reading it. And it just, says a couple of things here. It says, I'd love if my partner, and then she answered, was hung. Okay. I mean, at least she's honest. I'm not okay if my partner is colored. Oh, shit. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, so she's a Trump supporter. Does anyone else see the irony here? She wants someone hung, but never mind. Things I will never do. Graduate high school. So far, this sounds really accurate. My must-do thing in the near future. Party hard. Okay. These days, I'm obsessed with Lego, Netflix, breakfast, swingers, shopping, sleeping in, not shaving my legs, and music. Oh, geez. On my first date, I'd like to get filled up. Okay. Old person things I do. Forget the shave. Okay, she's French. More stories about me. Just looking for casual NSA. You know what? I don't even want to know what that is. My husband can't find out. Okay, so of course I have to talk to this person. I gotta see how deep this rabbit hole goes. So I'm like, okay, how are things? What do you do for fun and all that? And then she's like, that what the guys tell me, and I squirt. And then I said, water guns? I know what she means. And then from there, the conversation went pretty dry. So yeah, you tend to meet some interesting people online. So, but in the end, you're just like, hey, at least I got a story for my podcast. And then I talked to another person, going back and forth. Hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. Blah, 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 blah. I look at the picture, I look at me, and I'm automatically thinking scam. So, it's, I'm bored. I'm just going to fuck with her. So, she asked, how are you at one point? And I said, I'm a little down, and she's like, okay, nice meeting you. And I said, you don't care that I'm down? She said, sorry about that. I mean, she must have forgot that she's on the scam. Same here too. I just came back from my work and very tired and exhausted. I said, why? What work do you do? We all know. And then I'm like, okay, I just lost a relative, but I inherited lots of money. So, and it's funny, they gave a little advice here on the app here. It says, bringing up money or personal info too early might not be a great idea. Thanks, buddy. So then she's like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear about your lost relatives. I own a kitchen supply store here in Melbourne. Okay, so I had to look up where Melbourne is. It's somewhere in Australia. After I saw the movie Arachnophobia, I'm never going to Australia because they got spiders the size of me there. I'm told they're friendly, but I don't give a fuck. I sell kitchen and cooking appliances. My specialties include both commercial and consumer sales. Okay, so I'm like, okay, so you're telling me you do all this and you're still somehow single? She's like, yes, because I choose to divert my focus on growing my business because I don't date for fun. I date with the intention to love and spend the rest of my life with. That's it. I'm like, okay. I'm like, whereabouts do you live in the city? You like, there's no way you're from Australia, and then you expect, to some miracle jump to Toronto, And she's like, I joined this app when I was in Toronto for a visit. Ladies and gentlemen, how many people go somewhere and visit, a certain city and then decide to put the app there for a week? I mean, wouldn't you want to see the sights and, maybe, like, what do you call it? Enjoy the vacation? No? Okay. But I don't use it much. I live in Melbourne, like you said before. My dad is originally from Toronto, planning to move to Canada soon. Fuck, she's all over the place. And what about you? I just make up a place. How long have you been on this app, and what are you looking for? And of course, she's kind of trying to segue. I'm like, how can you move to Canada if you were here before already? And she's like, oh, I'm half Canadian, half Australian. My dad is originally from Toronto. Mom is from Melbourne. I mean, she loves saying that. I was born in Melbourne. Okay, so if you're from Toronto, but you were born in... Okay, sure. My mom moved to Canada when I was a little, and we both moved back to Australia when I was 17. You moved back to where you weren't before. Okay. What are you seeking on here? See, again, she's trying to segue. See how the scam works? You just gotta keep up with it. And then, ironically, I say an honest woman. You? And she's like, I'm looking for a relationship that will lead to something meaningful. Do you believe temporarily distance is a problem for people looking for love? And I'm like, no, of course not. Do you? And she's like, I believe distance gives us enough time to get to know each other and be sure we want the same goal in life. If two determined people can get to know each other and build trust over distance, I believe the relationship will be unshakable. All right. We just have to take our time and explore and get to know each other. And after that, we can then make plans and meet in person, spend time together, and let things happen naturally. There's nothing naturally about what the fuck you just said. But again, I'm playing along. I'm just like, cool. Ask me anything. Like, how stupid do you think I am? And then she says, what type of woman are you looking for? Have you met anyone from online dating? What do you do for work? What is your ethnicity? And I said, you already asked me this already. I made up some bullshit. I said I work as a veterinarian. And then again, she pretty much repeats the same shit. I'm half Canadian, half Australian. My mom is from Ottawa, and I was born in Melbourne. My mom moved to Canada when I was little, and we were both back in Australia and blah, 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 good-hearted, blah, 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 exchanged messages, blah, 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 cooking appliances again, blah, 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 blah. And I just text her back, fascinating. And then I said, so what makes you happy? And she goes, my work. I like being around family and friends. I love traveling mostly for vacation. I'm very active. I work out 2 to 3 times every week to keep myself in good shape. I enjoy listening to music. Well, who doesn't? When I'm alone. And any kind of music genre will do, from pop to oldies. I enjoy going to movies or karaoke with my friends. I love painting, and I have painted lots of inspiration, but I have a painting for. I've been painting for a while now.
Well, maybe I'm not the norm. I'm not camera friendly. I don't wear clothes that fit me. I'm not a heartbreaker. I haven't had sex with a woman. I don't know how that works. I guess I don't fall in line. I'm not hygienic. I don't wipe properly. I lack style. I have no charisma or self-esteem. I don't own a toothbrush or let my scabs heal. I can't reach all the parts of my body. When I sleep, I sweat profusely. But I guess the powers that be will keep signing my paycheck, at least until John and Jane Q. Viewer start to go for the remote so they can get back to watching commentators who don't frighten children and don't eat their own dandruff and don't pop their whiteheads with a compass they used in high school. Thank you, Kevin.
Better proper, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sorry, I had to play that. That's what this fucking rant she's going on is. It reminds me, it just keeps going on, and like you see, she can't even keep up with the lie, And then after her fucking novel, she's like, "How old are you?" I'm like, "Fuck it, I might as well say my real age at this point." 23, Michael Jordan. And then she's like, I believe in her age has nothing to do with love, and love is the connection of two souls. So age is just a number to me. I'm looking for true love. I'm 34 years old. When was your last relationship? I said, I don't know, when was Y2K? And, she just keeps going on here. Holy shit, my last relationship was 2 years ago, and I choose to divert my focus on growing business, and she said this shit already. Being around my family and friends, I think it'll be nice to have alternative way to contact. I think we should start by texting each other. Do you have Skype? Please install it. Let's chat more. I mean, first off, if you ask someone, do they have Skype? At least let them fucking answer. Just don't, assume anything. I mean, I don't, because it's stupid. But anyways, I'm like, just, sure, I don't have it, but just text me instead. She's like, can I add you to Skype with this number? I'm like, I don't know, can you? And then, what's your Skype name? And then I said, Jax, spelled Jax, and last name Mioff, Mioff. Farley, you're the best. We miss you. But anyways, so there you go. She's trying to add me there. She gives me her fucking thing there, and of course I had to look it up, and I don't know, the picture sort of looked like her, and I don't know, but not really. And then she had the initials, MJ on there, and I'm like, all right, and we just kept going, and afterwards, I did confirm Melbourne is an actual place. So what a terrific gal. And then I'm like, how are you? And she's like, oh, I added you on Skype, whatever. Fuck, doesn't fucking matter. And and then I finally said to her, I said, this is the part where you admit it's a scam. Then I heard nothing. I just laughed, and then I said, so again, what makes you happy? And I never got my second answer. I never got her to repeat the same shit again. But hey, that's just life. But what's the meaning of the story? When you meet a scammer, sometimes you're bored and you just want to fuck with them. Whether if it's an email or a phone call, or in this case, a good old online chat. So my advice to you is just have fun with it, because why not? So this other person I talked to, and everything was going fine, everything's good, and then I recommended that you listen to my podcast. Why not? Maybe it'll give you a good idea of what I'm all about. So, she's like, good morning, I was listening to your podcast, and it is hilarious. And I'm like, yes, it's a good start for me. Love your voice. Oh, thank you. Oh, you're so kind. This is awesome. And she goes, however, and I said, oh, fuck. I don't think I want to keep chatting. Thank you, and good luck finding your lady. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a guy, there's a lot of bad feelings in life, but when a lady gets your hopes up, it is, it's just horrible, And then I said, so you give me all these beautiful compliments, and now you don't want to talk to me. What's going on? Why? I'm laughing, awkward. And, she's like, of course, you are a nice person, just not the type I am looking for. But I'm like, but yeah, why? I was just curious. I mean, I never did get my answer. So, yeah. What are you going to do? Just alone with me and my bell. Better luck next time. Single tear. So the next person, again, chatting a little bit. Very good. Everything's good. And one thing I still never understand is why someone would pose with, like a girl would pose with another guy as their profile picture. Maybe they have a group of friends or whatever. I get that. But as your main picture, I don't know. Like it says, like maybe this is, your ex or something, and you couldn't find another picture. I don't know. So, just for a joke, I text her back. Like, is that your husband? And then I didn't hear anything back. And I was like, nothing, huh? Okay. And then she's like, oh, no, it's okay. I've been busy for a week. And she's like, yes, that is my husband. And I'm like, what? And then I was like, I was just making a joke, but Now I'm curious, if you have a husband, why are you on here on a dating website? And once again, I got nothing. So, and then she just disappeared again. So, yeah, online dating, it is, it's pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. You do got to wonder about the human race sometimes, and are people aware how they come across, or just, I don't know. But anyways, just again talking to somebody, and she's like, "Hey, are you Greek?" And I'm like, "Yes," and Italian, of course. Great combo, it's good. I'm like, does that help? And she's like, "No, not at all." And she laughs. And then I'm like, smart ass, and what does? I thought we were just being bullshitting back and forth. I thought we were just having some fun here. And then she texts me back and she goes, "Fuck, you too ugly," with three laughing faces, crying. I personally didn't feel it was that funny. Maybe a little, but no respect at all. You don't dearve. I think she meant to say deserve. Anyone, LOL, damn ass. You're a dick. Okay, so, as you can see from the last three women, my confidence is just at an all-time high right now. So I'm like, okay, so, lucky number 4. This is going to be a good one. So I'm talking with this, girl or woman or, a person that I'm sure is going to let me down again. Everything's going well, whatever. Then I sent her my number. Let's text, and so I didn't hear anything back, and yeah. So then I say, okay, so I guess you don't want to text, And she says, "I don't have a smartphone or a number." Okay. And then I'm like, "So how are you working this app? Like, I don't understand." And she's like, "Well, I'm on devices all day. It's not strange when you consider I need to separate work, plus I FaceTime family with my iPad through my Apple ID. I wasn't using my phone, so I killed the expense." Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not gonna lie. I've literally seen homeless people with cell phones. And again, I get you trying to save a couple bucks and anything, but you can afford an iPad, but you can't afford maybe 30, 40 bucks a month for a phone, and you're active all the time, and yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so then I kind of humor the idea for a bit. I'm just like, okay, let me email her or whatever, is to see what how fucked up she really is. And then I think to myself, I think before she was like, "Oh, I want to be private and keep it separate and blah blah blah, whatever. Keep my work separate, whatever." She literally emails me from her her work email. Okay, and I know for sure it's her work email because I'm not going to say what the name of the company is, but it's clearly there. You know what I mean? At blah 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 at whatever.com. So, and then she's like, "Not sure why we were doing this. It's no different than being on the app." Laughing face. "Is this your verification email?" Laughing face. Okay, thinking that she's funny. And then she's like, "Hotmail, very respectfully retro." Okay, so this is how out of it I am with email. Apparently nobody uses Hotmail anymore. I saw some Kevin Hart movie that makes fun of it as well. So again, but then again, I don't give a shit about technology. I care about texting and phone calls. That's it. FaceTime. Twitter, I just don't care. I don't care. Whatever happened to just calling people and having a nice conversation. So again, yeah, what did I learn from this? I'm not gonna lie, not much. But at the same time, it's, you know, don't say you don't want to get or don't have a phone or a phone number when you clearly do. I've experienced this before. Most of the times, they just have people have bad experiences and they want to give out their number. Just say you don't want to give out your number. That's all. Don't lie and say you don't. You're not a human being in 2022 and you don't have a phone. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So I talked to somebody else because at this point I really hate myself. She's like, anyways, are you on WhatsApp? And I'm like, fuck, man. Like at this point, if someone just mentions WhatsApp, I'm like, you might as well just say it's not going to work. Again, I don't know what the difference is between WhatsApp and texting. Come on. For better communications, I'm not always active here. Okay. And then I'll be honest, at this point, I just made a joke. She's switching locations, because it says she's in Toronto. Then she says she's in Richmond Hill. Then it says Hamilton. And I'm not going to lie. I text her back. I said, nice try, hooker. And that's it. So, it clearly didn't work out. But what are you going to do? Again, you got to watch out for these scams, and it's just crazy. But then sometimes, like this woman here, you got a good story back. You got to give to receive. So we're just talking, and I just say, my name, she's like, sure is. One guy told me wanted my vagina in his mouth after saying hello to me. Another guy just told me he is great in bed, to which I responded, that is really easy to say about yourself, but you can't say that to someone you just met because you don't actually know what they like. That's true. She's got you there. Needless to say, neither one of them have continued talking to me. Guess they were disappointed that I didn't fall for their romantic words. Okay, first of all, if you think that's romantic, I don't know. I don't know. Second, again, see, it proves that it's not just guys that, experience this stuff. Of course, ladies experience this as well. So, it gets to be pretty crazy. So, it didn't really work out between us, clearly. But, yeah. But then sometimes you talk to somebody or you don't even talk to somebody. And, sometimes they just leave a kind of a weird message on their profile there. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. This sounds familiar. Because a vision softly creeping let its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains. Within the sound of silence. Wow. Okay. May not be the best thing to open up with. It's a great song. I'll give you that. But it's just it just, you might want to start with a hello and hi, my name is whoever, and and then you can talk about what songs you think about when you're sad, or play, or just yeah. But okay, fair enough. So, talk to another woman. Why not? And, I'm talking to her, and, she's very quiet, very reserved. You can kind of tell, she hasn't been out there in a while, or maybe doesn't have that much experience. You can just, you got that vibe, And then, I'm like, what else is going on in your life? She's like, oh, I was in an accident. I was like, oh, sorry to hear that. And, what do you do for fun? She's like, not much, da, 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 da. And then at one point she's like, well, community night, being meeting new people and have soul conversation, do some activities and meditation. I will be drumming. First time drumming for a bunch of strangers. Huh. Okay. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but this sounds like a cult. I mean, it pretty much does. And I just tell her straight up. I'm like, look, if this is a cult thing, just tell me. You know what I mean? She's like, no, it's not a cult, and please respect my events. And I'm it was definitely a cult for sure. I'm almost positive it was pretty much a cult. And I was like, okay, cheers with the Kool-Aid and all that. And it's I've dodged some bullets in my day. Shit. Anyways, so again, talking to a woman on here who says she's 40, clearly is, I mean, again, I know some people have more rougher lives than others, but, the whole, like, every hair is white, you know what I mean? Like, so, no, it's not, no. Like, maybe she could have got away with, like, maybe 50, 55 tops, not 40. No. And then the irony is, she said, I love if my partner being honest and real. Okay. So, and again, once again, I smell a scam. So, then I don't know. Whatever. Don't hear from her for a bit, and then all of a sudden she texts me, and I'm like, what's going on here? What's going on? And again, I'm assuming it's this person. Who the fuck knows? Maybe it's someone else. Who gives a shit at this point? But the point is, I had no idea who this person is. And then she's like, sorry, I think I got the wrong number. Hope it didn't disturb your nice day, and have a nice weekend. I'm like, okay, cool. No problem. It's fine. And she goes, thank you for understanding and wish you a happy day. My name is blank and I am 37 years old. How about you? Okay, so you got the wrong person, but yet you want to keep this going. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'm bored. I even said I've never had anybody start off a conversation with their name and their age. So that's always fun. And then she's like, yeah, maybe that's how God directed us to meet. LOL. If you don't mind, can I know who I'm talking to? Okay, so then I'm like, wow, really? Look, I know you got this number probably from a dating site, whatever, so I'm not mad at you, but I'm just curious, like, does this scam actually ever work? And again, disappeared. That's it, and I don't know. Like, I think one day I'm going to meet a scammer that will actually give me every single detail, but I get it. Once you're made, you dart off. I get it. It's fine. I get it. On to the next Malaka. I get it. And then one person I saw online literally had two totally different pictures in her profile. One picture was like a blonde, looked like it might even win her. The other one inside, red hair, different eyes. I mean, guys, we're not even trying at this point, right? Okay. Oh, and this is a good one. Okay, so I called this one person, and because we had a good exchange, whatever, back and forth, whatever. And I called, and we started talking for a good, let's say 2-3 minutes, and then all of a sudden the phone hangs up. I call back, Nobody picked up. I left a message. I'm like, okay, I'll try again tomorrow. So I call back. The next day, I got nothing, and then I got a text, oh, sorry, blah, 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 that's fine. Okay, so then I called again, and, we talked for about a minute, and, and then all of a sudden again, after a good minute of talking, click. So I'm like, I know it's not me, I know it's not my phone. I called back, got the answering machine, nothing. So then again, text a few more times. I'm like, all right, let me call again. This is just too much fun. And then, I call back, and she picks up, and, I'm just like, all right, so are you going to hang up on me again? And she's like, oh, you're funny. Oh, I'm like, and then I start talking, and then she hangs up again. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, I don't know. Like, is she? I don't know. Like, am I calling her from jail? Is she like next to her husband in bed? I mean, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. Is she that fucked up? I mean, who knows? But I don't know. I've never experienced that, and that was fun. That was great. So I spoke to another person, and things are good. And of course, I'm checking out the pictures there, to see what this person looks like. And, I'm like, are you from Toronto? She's like, yes. And I go, whereabouts? Because the palm trees say otherwise. LOL. So again, I mean, Toronto's a beautiful city. Don't get me wrong. But I've never seen a palm tree, unless I buy a Tahiti treat. So, other than that, just check your pictures, guys. Worst case scenario, if you're going to pull off the scam, at least stand behind or ahead of a white wall. There's lots of white walls in this world. There's very few places with palm trees. So, just be aware. That's all. And another woman I was talking to, things were going well. Everything's all good there. And, then she texts me. I don't think the name, matched the profile. The number seemed off from where she was, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't texted you, yet, until now. Check the area code." The message came in again. Check the area code, and I'm like, I'm very confused. At least send me a picture, to clarify who you are. And she's like, well, it's better that we stop here if you're confused, And I'm like, well, you cold called me. Like, nothing's making sense here, And what's weird is when I called the phone, it didn't have a normal dial tone. It just beeped a bunch of times, like about 9-10 times, and then it would just hang up. So that's weird. And I told her this. She's like, don't bother, take care. And I'm like, no, I got to know what the hell's going on here. Is this a scam? She's like, you're disturbing me. Don't call me again. I'm like, you're the one that called me. I mean, you're not the one picking up, calling from a weird area code. I mean, I don't know. Like again, some people will just try to scam you, and again, you got to call them on their shit. I get it. Just say it was a scam. That's all. I'll respect you a lot more. Please, come on. And then another woman I called. Everything was fine, just calling and texting, everything's good. And then, I text her, what do you do for a living? And she kept segueing, back and forth. Like, what do you do for a living? It was a nice day today. What do you do for a living? I'm just making dinner. What do you do for a living? I'm just, cleaning up here. I just got a new broom. What the fuck do you do for a living? I don't like the way this conversation is going. I don't have to tell you anything. Bye. Click. Oh, Christ. What is going on, guys? What is going on? Can we not have a normal conversation anymore with normal people and normal dates and movies and dinner? And it's I don't remember this shit years ago, guys, with online dating. It is, I mean, there's more scams out there than ever before. You know, more weird people. You know, it's just crazy. I mean, it is absolutely crazy. I just want to have a conversation with someone who's not a potential hooker.
Oh my goodness! What are you doing? I've never seen so many dead hookers in all my life.
Lord knows I have.
I mean, it is just insane. Thank you, Norm MacDonald. We miss you, buddy. But it's crazy out there, guys. It's really crazy. And I can't imagine that it's any better for women out there. So we're on part 11 of this beautiful saga. And who knows, maybe we'll eventually find true love. But until then, you know, we're just going to keep finding all these fucked up stories for the beautiful podcast that is For the Malaka. And who knows, maybe one day, just one day, I will find Computer Love. Part 11.
I can remember a time.
Hey, look, there's Mitch on TV.
Oh, yeah, there's Mitch.
And there's the Saigon Hall.